We begin our journey here, on a precipice overlooking not an ocean, but a sea of stars. The air is thin and cool, carrying with it the scent of ancient dust and something electric, something full of potential. Below us, the galaxy unfurls like a magnificent shimmering tapestry. Swirls of deep purple and vibrant magenta gas clouds drift slowly, majestically through the void. Distant suns flicker like a million scattered diamonds on black velvet. It is a sight of almost unimaginable scale, a landscape that humbles the soul and quiets the mind. Here at the very edge of all we know, we can feel the deep, silent hum of the cosmos. The ground beneath our feet is a fine, dark sand, sparkling with tiny flecks of crystalline material that catch the faint starlight. A gentle wind, a cosmic breeze whispers past us. It carries no sound as we know it, but rather a feeling, a subtle pressure against the skin. This wind has traveled across light years, through nebulae and past dying stars, to reach this very spot. It tells a story of immense distances and incredible, unhurried journeys. We are standing on the shoreline of an infinite ocean, and the tide of creation is all around us, pulling gently at the edges of our perception. Look closely at the horizon. It is not a straight line, but a curve of brilliant, impossible light. This is the boundary, the place where our understanding of space begins to fray. It is a wall of pure energy, a shimmering curtain that separates our reality from something else entirely. What lies beyond this veil of light? Is it simply more emptiness? More of the silent, beautiful darkness we see before us? Or is it something more? Something truly, wonderfully different? The sheer scale of it all invites us to ask these profound questions. We pause here for a moment, simply to exist within this breathtaking panorama. There is no hurry. The universe has all the time in the world, and so do we. To truly appreciate this view, one must let go of the frantic pace of ordinary life and embrace the slow, deliberate rhythm of the cosmos. Let the silence fill you. Let the starlight wash over you. We are but tiny observers on the shore of infinity, privileged witnesses to a spectacle that has unfolded for eons and will continue to do so long after we are gone. For centuries, we have looked up at the night sky and seen one universe, one grand, sprawling, and utterly magnificent home. We charted its stars, named its galaxies, and sought to understand its laws. But what if this is only a single page in a library of infinite books? The idea is not new. Philosophers and dreamers have long spoken of other worlds, other realities existing alongside our own. They imagined realms of pure light, worlds of shadow, and everything in between. These were once thought to be mere fantasies, the stuff of myth and legend. But now, we are beginning to see the whispers, the faint echoes. Here, on this cosmic shore, the light from distant galaxies sometimes flickers in a way that our current science cannot fully explain. It is as if we are seeing a reflection in a pond that is not entirely still. There are subtle ripples in the fabric of space-time, tiny tremors that suggest the presence of something else pressing against the boundaries of our own reality. These are the first clues, the first tantalizing hints that we are not alone in the grandest sense of the word. Imagine an endless collection of bubbles, each one a complete universe, floating in an even greater, unseen space. Each bubble is unique. Some might be almost identical to ours, with only the tiniest of differences. Perhaps in one, the sky is a shade of green instead of blue. In another, a species of bird developed a slightly different song. These small variations can lead to vastly different outcomes over the course of billions of years. The possibilities are staggering, and they challenge our very definition of what is real and what is possible. And what of the universes that are completely different? Worlds where the laws of physics themselves are not the same. Perhaps gravity is weaker, allowing mountains to soar to impossible heights. Or maybe light travels at a different speed, painting the cosmos in colors we cannot even conceive of. These are not just other places, they are other ways of being. The thought is both thrilling and deeply humbling. It suggests that our universe, as vast and wonderful as it is, may just be one of many, a single note in an infinite symphony. The time has come to take a step, to move from theory and wonder into the realm of experience. The shimmering curtain of light before us is not a solid wall, but a permeable membrane. It responds to intention, to a focused will to see what lies beyond. As we approach, the air grows warmer, and the low hum of the cosmos intensifies into a soft, melodic chime. The light does not blind us. Instead, it seems to welcome us, wrapping around us like a soft, warm blanket. There is a sense of crossing a threshold, like stepping from a familiar room into a place unknown. The transition is not violent, it is gentle, like sinking into calm water. For a moment, all is light. There are no shapes, no sounds, no sensations other than a profound feeling of peace and connection. It feels as if we have dissolved, our individual consciousness merging with a greater whole. We are no longer just an observer, but a part of the fabric of existence itself. The colors that swirl around us are not just seen, but felt. A deep, resonant crimson feels like warmth and strength, while a brilliant, ethereal silver feels like thought and clarity. Then, slowly, a new landscape begins to coalesce around us. The light recedes, not by disappearing, but by gathering itself into new forms. Shapes emerge from the brilliance. The first thing we notice is the ground, a soft, moss-like substance that glows with a gentle, internal luminescence. The air is thick with the scent of damp earth and something sweet, like blooming flowers after a rainstorm. The melodic chime we heard earlier is still present, but now it seems to be coming from the very plants that surround us. We have arrived. We are standing in a new universe. Everything is familiar, yet utterly alien. There is ground, there is air, there are things that grow, but the quality of it all is different. The light has a different weight. The silence has a different texture. We have taken a single step, but we have crossed an unimaginable gulf. We are explorers in the truest sense of the word, standing on the shores of a new and undiscovered continent of reality, ready to witness the wonders it holds. We find ourselves in a forest unlike any other. The trees here are not made of wood, but of a translucent crystalline substance. They rise hundreds of feet into the air, their multifaceted trunks and branches catching the light of a pale lavender sun. The entire forest glitters and refracts the light, casting a kaleidoscope of dancing colors across the glowing moss floor. Every surface sparkles with a breathtaking jeweled beauty. It is a place of silent, frozen splendor, a cathedral built by nature in a world of crystal. The air is still and cool, and the only sound is the faint, continuous chime that seems to emanate from the crystals themselves. As we move deeper into the forest, the chime changes in pitch and tone, creating a complex, evolving melody. It is as if the forest is singing to itself, a song of slow growth and ancient patience. The crystals on the trees are not cold to the touch. They radiate a gentle, comforting warmth, and they vibrate softly, in tune with the ambient music of this strange and wonderful place. Looking up through the canopy, we see not a single sun, but a binary pair, one a soft lavender, and the other a brilliant pale gold. Their combined light filters down through the crystal branches, creating a shifting, dreamlike pattern of light and shadow on the forest floor. There are no birds singing in the branches, no insects buzzing in the air. The silence is profound, broken only by the gentle music of the crystals. It is a world of immense peace, a place for quiet contemplation and awe. Despite the lack of obvious animal life, the forest feels deeply alive. Perhaps life here takes a different form? Perhaps the trees themselves are the sentient inhabitants of this world, communicating through light and sound over vast stretches of time. Or perhaps the life is simply slow, moving at a pace we can barely perceive. We see a large, faceted crystal on the ground slowly begin to pulse with a soft, internal light, a silent heartbeat in the heart of this crystalline wilderness. This is a world that operates on a different time scale, a different rhythm of existence. Our journey continues, and we find ourselves leaving the crystal forest behind. The transition is once again a gentle dissolution, a brief moment of pure energy before a new reality takes shape. Now, we are floating. Not in water, but in a medium that is both air and liquid. We are in the heart of a nebula, but it is a nebula with a difference. The space around us is not a vacuum. It is a vast, slow-moving ocean of gas and dust, thick enough to swim through, yet transparent enough to see for millions of miles. The colors here are, honestly, beyond description. Immense currents of incandescent gas, glowing with the fire of stellar nurseries, drift past us like cosmic whales. We see rivers of deep indigo flowing alongside currents of brilliant emerald and fiery orange. The scale is, well, impossible to grasp. A single swirl of color could contain enough matter to form 1,000 suns. We are microscopic specks floating in a divine painter's palette, witnessing the very process of creation on a galactic scale. The silence is absolute, yet the scene is deafening in its grandeur. Slowly, gracefully, something moves in the distance. It is a life form, but one of incomprehensible size and beauty. It resembles a manta ray, but it is larger than a planet, its vast wings made of shimmering, cohesive starlight. It glides through the cosmic ocean, feeding on streams of hydrogen gas, its passage causing gentle ripples in the fabric of the nebula. It moves with an unhurried elegance, a master of its ethereal domain. We are witnessing one of the great slow-moving giants of the multiverse, a creature of pure energy and light. As we float here, suspended in this ocean of stars, we feel a profound sense of connection. The same elements that make up our bodies, the carbon, the iron, the oxygen, are swirling all around us in their raw, primordial form. We are, in the most literal sense, made of stardust. And so is the great celestial manta ray gliding in the distance. In this moment, the boundary between ourselves and the cosmos dissolves. We are not just in the universe, we are the universe, experiencing itself. And honestly, it is a truly magnificent experience. In every universe we have visited, no matter how strange or alien, we have found echoes of patterns we recognize. The crystal trees of Lyra, while made of a different substance, still reach for the light, just as the trees on our own world do. The great cosmic manta ray, though it swims through space instead of water, still follows currents and seeks sustenance. These recurring patterns, these echoes of form and function, suggest a deeper principle at work. A kind of universal blueprint for life, adapted and modified for an infinite variety of environments. Consider the simple, elegant spiral. We see it in the shape of a snail's shell, in the unfurling of a fern, and in the majestic arms of a spinning galaxy. Here, in a universe of pure sound, we encounter it again. We are in a realm where matter does not exist, only vibration. And yet, life has found a way. We perceive vast, spiraling patterns of sonic resonance, complex harmonies that hold themselves together in stable, self-perpetuating forms. These sound creatures communicate through melody and rhythm, their entire existence a symphony of complex, evolving music. Even the concept of a predator and prey relationship seems to be a recurring theme, though it takes on wondrous new forms. In a world where plants are sentient and mobile, we witness a slow, deliberate dance. Great, lumbering flora, covered in thick, rocky bark, graze on fields of glowing fungus. They are stalked by other, faster plants, which use long, vine-like tendrils to ensnare their quarry in a silent, patient hunt that can take weeks to conclude. It is a drama of survival that is both utterly alien and deeply familiar. These echoes are a source of great comfort and wonder. They tell us that life is not a random accident, but an insistent, creative force that will find a way to express itself under any and all conditions. It may use silicon instead of carbon, light instead of matter, or sound instead of substance, but the fundamental drive is the same: to exist, to adapt, to continue. Seeing these familiar patterns in such unfamiliar contexts expands our own definition of what it means to be alive, and connects us to a family of life that spans all of creation. Our travels now bring us to a world of profound stillness and immense scale. This is Andar, a planet where gravity is many times stronger than what we are used to. As a result, everything is low to the ground, built for stability and strength. The landscape is a vast, rolling plain of smooth gray stone, weathered by eons of immense atmospheric pressure. The sky above is a permanent deep twilight, the thick atmosphere scattering the light of its distant sun into a soft, uniform glow. The air is so dense it feels almost like water, and every movement requires a slow, deliberate effort. And here, in this high-gravity world, we find the silent giants. They are creatures that resemble mountains more than animals. Vast, stony beings that lie dormant for centuries at a time, their craggy backs covered in mineral deposits that glitter in the dim light. They are so large and so still that they are often mistaken for parts of the landscape. Only by watching for a very, very long time can one see the almost imperceptible rise and fall of their breathing, a single breath that can take an entire day to complete. Their life cycle is one of the slowest we have ever encountered. They spend most of their existence in a state of deep hibernation, absorbing geothermal energy from the planet's core through their broad, flat undersides. Once every 1,000 years, they awaken. Slowly, with incredible effort, they rise onto their short, thick legs and begin a great migration across the plains. They travel to ancient breeding grounds, a journey that can take decades to complete. Their movement is so slow it is almost invisible to the naked eye, a geological process rather than a biological one. What do they think about, these slow, silent giants? Do they dream during their long centuries of sleep? Their minds, if they have them, must operate on a timescale that is completely alien to us. A single thought might last for a year. A memory might span millennia. To stand in their presence is to be confronted with a form of life so utterly different from our own that it challenges the very limits of our imagination. We are fleeting sparks of consciousness next to these ancient, patient beings, and their silent, stony existence is a powerful lesson in the many different ways there are to be alive. After journeying through so many wonders, after witnessing sights that defy belief, we inevitably arrive at a final question. It is a question that has been asked by every thinking being that has ever looked up at the stars and wondered, why? Why all this complexity? Why this infinite variety, this endless creative explosion of life and light and form? If one universe is already so vast and full of wonder, what is the purpose of an infinite number of them? Is there a grand design, a single overarching reason for this entire magnificent multiverse? Perhaps there is no single answer. Perhaps the question itself is based on a misunderstanding. We seek purpose and meaning because that is how our minds are structured. We are storytellers, and we look for a narrative, a beginning, a middle, and an end. But the multiverse may not be a story. It may simply be a state of being. It exists because the potential for it to exist is there. In a realm of infinite possibility, it is not a question of why, but rather, why not? Everything that can exist does exist somewhere. This can be a difficult idea to accept. It removes the comforting notion of a special place, a chosen universe. It suggests that our own reality, with all its history, its art, its love, and its suffering, is just one of countless variations on a theme. But there is also a great freedom in this idea. It means that there are no limits, no end to the wonder, no final frontier to be reached. For every discovery we make, there are an infinite number of new discoveries waiting just beyond the next veil. And so, we are left not with an answer, but with a deeper sense of awe. The mystery does not shrink as our knowledge grows. It expands. Each new universe we visit only opens up more questions, reveals more possibilities. Perhaps the purpose of it all is not to be found in a final destination, but in the journey itself. The purpose is the exploration. The purpose is the wonder. The purpose is to stand in the face of infinity and to simply be amazed. And that surely is enough. Our journey comes full circle. We find ourselves once again on the precipice where we began, on the shores of infinite space. The view is the same, yet we are changed. The sea of stars below us no longer looks like a boundary, but like a gateway. The shimmering tapestry of purple and magenta gas clouds now seems to hold the promise of countless other worlds, countless other wonders hidden within its folds. The silent cosmic wind that whispers past us seems to carry on it the faint, melodic chimes of a crystal forest and the deep, resonant hum of a stellar ocean. We have seen things that will forever alter our perspective. We have walked in forests of crystal and swum in oceans of stars. We have stood in the presence of silent, mountain-sized giants and listened to the symphonies of creatures made of pure sound. These experiences are now a part of us. They have expanded our minds and our hearts, and they have filled us with a sense of wonder that will never fade. We look at our own universe with new eyes, seeing the echoes of the multiverse in every spiral galaxy, every unfurling fern, every grain of sand. The great curtain of light still shimmers on the horizon, but it no longer feels like a barrier. It feels like an invitation. It is a reminder that there is always more to discover, always more to explore. The multiverse is not a destination to be reached, but an endless landscape of possibility that exists all around us, just beyond the limits of our perception. The journey we have taken is but a single footstep on a path that has no end. There are infinite shores, infinite forests, and infinite oceans waiting to be explored. And so, we leave you here, on this starlight shore, with a challenge. Do not be content with the world as it appears to be. Keep asking questions. Keep looking deeper. Nurture the sense of wonder that lies within you. The universe, and indeed the multiverse, is far grander, far stranger, and far more beautiful than we can possibly imagine. The journey of exploration has only just begun, and the greatest wonders are still out there, waiting to be found. Keep exploring.